What's the worst lie you almost believed? So this happened a few years ago, but I still get chills thinking about how close I came to completely buying into one of the biggest lies anyone's ever told me, and how close it came to ruining my life. Back then, I was working a pretty dead-end retail job and living paycheck to paycheck. One day, a new guy shows up, calling himself Eli. Super charming, had this mysterious vibe, like he knew everything about everyone, but said nothing. I felt immediately drawn to him, and honestly, I was desperate for a friend. He slid into my life with these stories about his background. Told me he grew up in some rough neighborhood, but made it out by hustling cars and running low-level stuff for local gangs. Not too violent or crazy, just enough to sound edgy and believable. He was star always star, sharing these wild stories about how he made a quick buck moving product that everyone wanted, but no one talked about openly. At first, I was like, okay, red flag, but he was so convincing and, I'll admit, I was kinda starstruck by his street smarts. Then one day, he drops this bomb on me. Hey man, I got this exclusive hookup. If you want to make some real money, I can get you in. My dumb self, looking for a way out of this dead end, kinda hesitated, but agreed to meet up. Fast forward, Eli brings me to what seemed like some abandoned warehouse where a bunch of shady characters were gathered. I was legit terrified, but trying to act cool. He hands me a small package, tells me to deliver it to some sketchy address, a few blocks away, and star don't open it. Star hand, just hand it off. My heart's pounding and I keep questioning if this is a terrible idea, but I decide to trust him. I mean, he said he'd help me make money. So I do the drop, no problems, come back, feeling like I just stepped into a crime drama. Then Eli says, "You're in now. Tomorrow, I'm gonna introduce you to the big boss." I was buzzing thinking I was finally about to get a legit shot at making real cash. That night I couldn't sleep. The whole thing felt wrong but also thrilling. Then the next day morning, I get a call from someone I actually trusted more than Ellie's older sister, who'd always been super protective and ran some security consulting firm. She says, "Bro, you need to bail on that guy and fast." I found out Ellis, not who he says he is. He's actually a snitch working for the cops. He's been setting up people like you to get arrested. At first, I thought she was exaggerating, but then my gut twisted into knots. I decided to do some digging, and what I discovered flipped everything on its head. Eli's whole bad boy hustler persona was a lie. Turns out, he was a low-level cop informant, pretending to be street smart to trap desperate people. The warehouse was some sting operation spot. The big boss was imaginary. The package? Likely bait. Either drugs with a tracker or fake evidence to pin on whoever made the drop. I was so close to becoming some drug mule without even realizing it. But here's where it gets even crazier. Instead of freaking out, I confronted Eli. I went back to the warehouse alone, secretly recorded everything on my phone. When he saw me, he freaked, but tried to play it off, saying it was just a test, that he was trying to help me out, that I was in too deep to back out. I told him I had everything recorded and that I wasn't going down as some pawn. That's when I nailed my sweet revenge. I told my sister and a lawyer friend, and we handed everything over to the police step's internal affairs. Eli got exposed as a corrupt scumbag who planted evidence and ruined innocent lives to boost his stats. The best part? After his arrest, the real criminal gang started paying more attention to me because Eli's whole network got exposed. I used my knowledge from hanging around him minus the illegal stuff, obviously, to actually help star people, connected with community programs, helped former addicts, became a voice for those caught up in the system. Looking back, the worst lie I almost believed was not only about who Eli was, but what I thought I could become by following his path.